fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video. And today we are playing with Yuna, Hope of Spira, which is one of the more powerful cards from Final Fantasy. This is a deck that I've been wanting to play for a while, but it is incredibly expensive on your wild cards. Yuna is Mythic Rare, Summon Bahamut is Mythic Rare, Knights of Round is Mythic Rare, and then we do have some other Mythic Rares in there as well. So who is Yuna? Yuna is one of the main characters in Final Fantasy X. She could probably count as the main character, but not necessarily the controllable character. She is a summoner who is tasked with defeating Sin, which is actually another card that was released, but Sin is meant to be the world Sins manifested into a giant monster. And as in all, epic tales, she is the one that finally defeats Sin forever. Before that, it was on a continuous cycle. Anyway, she is a 5-mana 3/5 in Naya. So green and white. It says during your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures we control have trample, lifelink, and wall 2. There are some pretty good keywords. And at the beginning of our end step, we turn up to one target enchantment card from our graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. So one of the things in Final Fantasy is enchantment creature sagas. And that's what we're going to be getting back. So we have 4 copies of Summon Bahamut, a 9-mana 9/9, and the first, and here's a saga, the first 2 lore counters, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. The third one is draw 2 cards, and the last one is you deal damage equal to the total mana value of other permanents to each opponent. That can just hit your opponent for 20 and be lethal straight away. We're also playing with 3 copies of Knights of Round. You can easily play with 4 copies, but it being Mythic, I'm running low on Mythic wildcards, so I didn't want to spam them all in there. An 8-mana 3/3 of Indestructible. And Bahamut does a flying, and it has 5 chapters, and the first 4 are create 3 2/2 white creature tokens. So Knights of Round is the ultimate. It's a last summon you get in Final Fantasy VII, and it's not a secret, but it's out of the way. And the idea, basically, it hits your opponent 13 times, 1 for each knight, and this does create 13 knights over the course of 4 turns. The knight saga itself, and then 12 other 2/2s. And its last one is other creature control get +2/+2 to their turn, and you whack an indestructible counter on them as well. So it's going to buff your entire board. It's going to be very wide and make them all indestructible. So that is very, very powerful. And depending on the matchup, you may want to get back Bahamut if we need to destroy something, or if we can just smash it in the air, or if we're up against a lot of removal, or spot removal especially, things like Liliana as well, then Knights of the Round to go wide is really powerful. Rounding out to the enchantment creatures, we have 1 copy of Overlord of the Boiler Bilges, just to potentially act as a bit of removal, and it's not terrible to get back as well. And even because Yuna will give it lifelink during your turn, when you do 4 damage to any target, you will gain 4 life. And then technically we also have Fear of Missing Out, which is an enchantment creature, but this is more used to get cards into our graveyard, because the problem with Yuna is, obviously, it's a graveyard-based deck, and green's pretty good at getting cards into your graveyard, but if the cards are already into your hand, you need red, which is why we're playing a lot of red, and in fact, the only white cards we're playing are Yuna and Abuela's Awakening. Abuela's Awakening, obviously, can get back an enchantment card from our graveyard. Does make it a 1/1, so it's better with Knights of Round than Bahamut, but it's still not bad getting a Bahamut back, even as a 1/1, which can destroy non-land permanents. So Fear of Missing Out is an enchantment creature, but when it enters, we discard a card and draw a card. And if we have Delirium, meaning we have 4 or more card types among cards in our graveyard, when it attacks, we untap another creature. We untap a creature, it doesn't mean another creature, and then we get an additional combat phase as well. So if we have an attacking with Bahamut with a Fear of Missing Out with Delirium, we can just get in for loads. But this is mainly used to discard a card you've already got in hand. Then we also have Bitter Reunion, which does the same thing. Discard a card, draw 2 cards. Invasion of Ergamon. Discard a card, draw a card, and create a treasure token. Seize a spoil, discard a card, and draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. And then Cash Grab is an instant speed, mill 4, and we put a permanent from among them into our hand. So we can mill it, find a land, find a Yuna, and help set up our graveyard. And next up is removal, 2 copies of Torture Tower, 4 copies of Brotherhood's End. I put in, you could probably swap this around, having 4 copies of Torture Tower and 4 copies of Brotherhood's End, but I think the Sweeper's more relevant. And also destroying artifacts, things like Agatha Soul Cauldron and Ghost Vacuum, which obviously ruins our game plan because they can exile cards from our graveyard. And then finally, just those Abuela's Awakening. Mana base, as you'd expect, we don't have any basic planes because we only have 2 white cards. Some Knights of the Round we can cast, but very unlikely. So 1 mountain, 1 forest, and then 4 copies of Commercial District, 4 copies of Elegant Parlour, and 2 copies of Lush Portico as Vow Lands, which is obviously great to get cards in the graveyard. And then we have 4 copies of the Verges, and I think that is it. So that's a very fun deck, a really powerful deck. It's a very expensive deck because all our main cards are mythic rare. And that's why, you know, I have 1 Overlord instead of 4 Knights. I think I did have 1 copy of Overlord and Mistmores in there as well, but most of the time you're bringing back Bahamut, because that's probably best in a lot of matchups if you need that extra removal as well. So, yeah, a really, really strong deck, but a slow deck and an expensive deck. So please let me know what you think down in the comments. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe and share with your friends. I'd like to give a shout out to my Planeswalker level patrons. That's the word. So that is Adrian, Mihal and Arcadius. And I'll see you all in the gameplay. Well, opponent goes first, but we don't have any white mana. But I think we probably find it. Oh, there it is. Don't think we need that. Ooh, Agatha Soul Cauldron. So they're a graveyard deck, and that can exile cards from our graveyard. That is a huge problem. Yeah. Potentially we need to get cards into our graveyard. Multiple cards. Which is going to be tough. Pitch a fear of missing out. Yeah, this isn't a matchup for us. Of course, we don't have any artifact. Well, we do. We have Brotherhood's End. Just have to hope we find it. Or just ramp until we can play a Summon Knights of the Round or Bahamut. Yes, we would 100% like that, please. They may have another Agatha Soul Cauldron in hand. Obviously, we want to use this for mana. And I think we cash grab at the end of their turn. I'm worried that opponent hasn't played anything. Well, goodbye Yuna, I suppose. You should take Yuna. How many more of those do you have? I basically have a hand for the removal. Well, that was a massive whiff. Well, let's discard the knights. And let's discard a land. Wow. This hasn't been a great hand. Since we only have one thing in there now to get back. Fair enough. Well, let's get some of their removal out of their hand. All this exile, I wonder if they're a Ketchumos deck. Yep. We're almost halfway through a deck and we've only seen one Yuna. Let's pitch a land. Let's pitch another land. And we'll hold up cash grab. If we get a land, we can play Bahamut, which I imagine gets removed very quickly. Wow, we are not hitting well. And now we can't play Bahamut. Which is annoying, because we would have needed to destroy that Soul Cauldron. That's what you want to see. See, next turn we can take out the Soul Cauldron with Summon Bahamut. There we go. Sunfall. Wow. Obviously they have more removal. Maybe not. Oh, they do. Well, there's a Yuna, but we don't have anything in our graveyard to get back. At least she's a 3/5 walled trample lifelinker, but they have Shoulder's Edict. Or not. Like, we have 3 more summon Bahamuts. Oh, sweet Jesus. Well, at least that gives us a bald, and let's have blooming Sunfall. Obviously, they could have a full temporary lockdown. Ugh. I think that was our last night of the round. Knights of Round, as it's actually called. But they are on a clock. We've seen a lot of lands as well. We will destroy their ghost vacuum. I don't understand why they're not playing Catch Most. These aren't my artifacts, no. Come on, exile something. And that is game. Yes. That was a deeply unpleasant match, but turns out just all removal, as long as you can get through it, doesn't work. Well, we don't have anything to get back, but maybe cash grab. Can put some stuff in the graveyard. Like Knights of Around. I think we surveil again. Well, against the Delirium deck. You don't see those very often. And there's a Yuna. Don't think we... Let's keep another surveil land. We can always pitch one with Invasion of Ergamon. Well, let's play the Elegant Parlour. We'll put back another Invasion. And I am going to Invasion, because that way we can cast Yuna next turn. We will discard a Thornspire Verge. And next time we get down Yuna, get back Knights of the Round, flood the board. We are down to 10, so we need this. Get back Knights of the Round. Create some 2/2s and an indestructible 3/3. Well, that's a bit not ideal. But obviously we're going to get another one, because we will fear of missing out. Discard that. Don't need another cash grab. We'll swing in just because of lifelink. Unless it was now, just in case you put a Bahamut into the graveyard, which we do. That was the wrong button. Oops, never mind. We can pitch the Bahamut to seize the spoils. Well, that's annoying, but let's create a ton of tokens and we will forecast an Overlord, and our opponent does scoop. Next turn, first Summon Bahamut's going to give everything 2/2 and indestructible, plus 2/2 to a turn. So we're going to have a huge wide board that we can attack with and indestructible. And we can even make the other 2/2 tokens we create first. And actually, no, we had, I think, another turn. Yeah, another turn of creating tokens. So we were just going to go massively, massively wide. We go first. We well, we have some card draw and surveil, and if we get an enchantment into our graveyard and get it back with the awakening, I will keep that. Dawn Chasing Talent. No, just sleight of hand. Let's, well, we can Seed of Hope on their end step. We'll decline that. Another invasion. Don't think... Tell you what, we're going to draw it anyway. We'll pitch a Caesar Spoils. Yeah. Let's take that out. We do need a land for a Bellows Awakening. And that is a land. So it's going to be a 1/1, but we can destroy their Chorustil Cutter. And if it survives, it can destroy something again. We probably seize the spoils. Fair enough. Well, we can destroy the cutter. And we will seize the spoils and we'll pitch invasion. And let's play out a Bitter Reunion. And draw another Bitter Reunion. Doesn't turn into anything worthwhile, really. Obviously, we would like a Yuna. We are going to draw a couple of cards with Bahamut if it survives. they get back? I don't know, but yeah, sleight of hand. What is this last? Equal to the total amount of other permanents to each opponent. So not a huge amount. Well, there is a Yuna, and what do we have in our graveyard to get back with Yuna? Nothing. So let us bid a reunion. We'll pitch the Bahamut. There's a second Yuna. In fact, we can actually cast Yuna, can't we? Bahamut is legend. No, it's not legendary. But we can get back the other Bahamut. We'll destroy Stormchaser's Talon. Only has walled during our turn. And lifelink and trample, obviously. But when last Bahamut triggers, that's going to do a fair old whack of damage. 9, 14, 18, I think. I think it's just might be lethal. Assuming we're not dead. That is a big assumption at the moment. So we have to block the 6/6. But they're not attacking with the 6/6. You can go. But I think we did 20. My maths must have been off. 9, 14. Other permanents. Oh, of course. Yes, Invasion of Bergamon. Yeah. Opponent goes first. We have a lot of land. And there's a Yuna, and we can discard our Bahamut with Caesar Spoils. Then up the Beanstalk. Don't think we need another Caesar Spoils. Oh good, Stormchaser's Talent. Don't counter it. Oh good. More things to put in our graveyard. I have a cash grab. Second beans. Seed of Hope. That's kind of irritating. Get back our Summon Bahamut. We will take out their Stormchaser's Talent. Now we know they have plenty of bounce spells. We have plenty of ways to put some of Bahamut back in the graveyard. This town. Oh no, into the Fuzmore. Well, let's play out a bit of reunion. Discard us on Bahamut. Let's play out a Fear of Missing Out. Discard a Summon Knights of the Round. And we'll play out Thornspire Verge. I'm not going to attack with Yuna. I'm going to get back the Knights of the Round to create a ton of tokens, because against bounce, well, it doesn't really work. Opponent goes first. We've got a Bahamut and an Umbrella's Awakening. We don't have red though. Which is slightly annoying. We do have plenty of land in our deck, so hopefully we can draw a red source. Well, this will give us a red source, and so will that. Ooh. Mana up. We'll ditch the Bahamut and find another Bahamut. We don't necessarily want to get the Bahamut back yet because we've got nothing to destroy with it. And destroying an invasion doesn't transform it. You only transform it when you remove all the defense counters. I mean, now we've got something to bring back to destroy it. It's only a 1/1, so a baby Bahamut. But if it survives, we do get to draw some cards and destroy something, hopefully. But no, our baby Bahamut dies. Oh well, never mind. Well, let's seize the spoils. Ditch another Bahamut. Where is Yuna? We'll cash grab at the end of their turn. Oh, we'll get a bit of reunion. Well, let's kill their aquatic alchemist. And the picture forest. Well, Yunas are like buses. So I think we get back our Bahamut. Assuming it resolves, which it might not. Oh no, they are going searching. We can even give Yuna haste. Get back some life. Take out Malcolm. And now that's a pretty chunky board. And if they bounce them, we have another Yuna, or we can replay the Yuna obviously, and we have more things. Well, I need to pitch something big. I mean, a room could have 9, unless they have a Bahamut themselves. Do they know how it works? No, I don't think they do. Hello Magic fans and welcome back to a very quick wrap up. So as I said on my deck, this deck is very strong, however it is very slow, or it can be very slow. You do have those games where you just can't find Yuna or Nebrelo's Awakening and all you have out on the board is like a fear of missing out until you get your bigger things down, and that sucks. Or your opponent's gone wide and you're like, just give me Brotherhood's End, and it doesn't happen. So just watch out for that. There's not much earlier plays you could put in the deck. Probably go up a couple of copies of Torture Tower and maybe remove a couple of copies of Cash Grab. But yeah, it works better in the mid game, because if you can get Yuna out on turn 4, which you can do with a treasure from Invasion of Ergamon, and get back a Bahamut, sometimes your opponent just scoops straight from that. And because obviously Yuna makes it harder for your opponent to interact on your turn, but even then, all you need is maybe 1 or 2 triggers from Bahamut. And what's good as well is Nebrelo's Awakening brings it back as a 1/1. It doesn't exile it and create a copy. It doesn't put a finality counter on it. So if you have the Nebrelo's Awakening, you may want to use that first, get a removal out, then play Yuna, and then get it out again. So, and obviously Yuna does it every turn. So if you have multiple things in your graveyard, if they let Yuna live for more than 1 turn, you're just going to win anyway. So, and it's not out of the realm's possibility that we get treasures with Invasion, draw cards with all their Caesar Spoils and Bitter Reunion and Fear of Missing Out, and get up to where we can just hardcast Summon Bahamut and Summon Knights of Round, and obviously Overlord. So if the game goes long, we're in a good position there, and there is one game which does go quite long, and I think that's how we ended up winning. We hardcasted a Knights of Round, and even though they removed our main Knight, we just managed to beat down with our 2/2. So watch out for that one. Probably going to be first up in the video because it's quite a long one. So really enjoy the deck. Said Yuna's a character from my favourite Final Fantasy X, and she's a powerful character and a very powerful card. This is just a very mythic wild card heavy deck, and you can't really substitute things in for it as well. You want these. And I think Yuna's meant to be, sagas, once they've run out, we can get them back, as opposed to get them into graveyard. But you need Bahamut, you need Knights of the Round, so there's not much you can substitute, so it's going to be very expensive. So just watch out for that. I'd like to give a shout out to Thomas, my Creature Level Planeswalker. Thank you very much for your support. It's really, really appreciated. Everyone else, please remember to leave a like and subscribe and share with your friends. And in the meantime, I'll see you all in the next video.